Hey guys, we are the Halloweeniacs, coming to you from the cul-de-sac known as Mayfield Place. On the 31st of every month that has a 31st, we come together to discuss all things Halloween. I'm Mike, and who else is here on the block?
I'm Greg.
Greg's here?
Greg is here, and Matt's here. What's going on, everybody?
We're in the studio.
Wait, is Tom here?
Tom?
Tom's not here today.
Oh, man, I don't see him.
He had other things he was doing today, so Tom is not here today. So on the last episode, we brought up 1982's film, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, the night no one comes home.
So many people hate this movie because it's the only film in the Halloween franchise that doesn't include Michael Myers. Instead, this installment was meant to be a standalone picture about American kids going nuts over some new masks from a toy company called Silver Shamrock Novelties. Now, a doctor who witnesses a murder in his hospital says that because he's been with the hospital for 8 years and someone's just not going to walk in and kill a patient, he must get to the bottom of the mystery. He eventually learns that the Silver Shamrock Company has hatched an evil plot to sacrifice millions of kids through witchcraft, microchip technology, and everyone's TV set on Halloween night. So the world is in the doctor's hands. Can he save us before October 31st? Watch, and you will see.
Bom, 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 bom.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yo, I have to say, every year I go back and forth of whether I like this movie or not. I know that sounds really weird.
No, it really doesn't, because I kind of do the same thing. Like when I watch it, it's kind of cheesy and there's a lot of dumb stuff in it, but there's a lot of really great stuff in it too.
Yeah, I think it should have been just a standalone film. Maybe just called The Season of the Witch, or Silver Shamrock or something like that.
So, Greg, do you know the origins behind this movie? I know Matt and I talked about it, but do you know why they did it that way?
Well, I know they wanted to make every Halloween going forward a different cult theme after Halloween 2. So they wanted to make Halloween 4, 5, 6, everything have a different cult theme to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty cool explanation on the Halloween 3 documentary. So first off, this clip opens with executive producer Irwin Yablans criticizing the film.
The decision not to use the Michael Myers character was stupid.
Then director Tommy Lee Wallace explains the idea behind it, and then cinematographer Dean Cundy shares the joy of making it.
Our thinking makes great sense and is a real money-making idea.
So yeah, so essentially they wanted to make a new Halloween movie, or a new movie every year that took place on Halloween night, and it could be a standalone film. And to me, what I dug about it, so if you think about what they could have done initially, so the first film could have been called Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. That's the first film. So then let's say there's a second film, and the second film is called Halloween: Season of the Witch. Then let's say you have a third film. That would be called Halloween, and let's just say it's called The Scarecrow. So you have 3 separate films, but each of those films could take on their own movie universes. So let's say everyone loves Michael Myers. So you take the Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers, and you make that a sequel. So that's called Halloween 2, Michael Myers Lives, or something like that. Then the third one could be The Death of Michael Myers. But then you still have this Season of the Witch universe. So you could have Season of the Witch 1, Season of the Witch 2, Season of the Witch 3.
Yeah, it's like the DC or Marvel comics, to have your own universe, yeah.
Yeah, it creates this whole universe, but still every year you're still making these new original Halloween films that could be anything. They just have to take place on Halloween night.
Yeah, see, that's...
Tell me that's not badass.
No, I wish they did take that universe as in Halloween, because the original Michael Myers was not supposed to be called Halloween anyway. It was like the babysitter murders
Right.
and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
because Deborah Hill and John Carpenter, that's what they wanted to do. I really wish that they did this going forward. But then again, this is my problem with movies and shit, because it's nothing but money.
Yeah,
and
that's all it is.
executives
Yeah.
and producers just see money. Halloween, the original one, did really well, and people love the character Michael Myers, so we gotta bring him back. And then they bring him back, and in Halloween 2, they pretty much kill him off. Like, they blow him up and he's setting on fire. And it was like John Carpenter's like, all right, I'm done with that character, so to say.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even want to do that second one, which is why he didn't direct it, or at least
Right.
that interviews say that. But then the way they kind of got around it was they're like, okay, it's going to be a continuation of the same night, and then they're like, okay, well, we got to do a third one now, and then that's when they're like,
Right.
screw this, we can't keep, like, he's dead. Michael Myers is dead, so that's when they're like, okay, well,
Right, because
Yeah.
it wasn't supernatural. He was just human being.
Yeah.
yeah, and so I feel like if they would have done it like Halloween 3 and had a new one every year, that would have been pretty badass. The thing is, especially now, Universal's scrambling to try and create their own universe like Marvel or DC, and they're trying to do it with their classic monsters with the dark universe, and it's just not working. But they could, if they really wanted to, they could make a Halloween universe. And what's one of the big things Universal has? Their theme park.
Monsters.
And what do they do at Halloween time?
Yeah,
Horror
Halloween
Nights.
Horror Nights, yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Which is badass in itself.
So they could do a whole universe of Halloween movies, and they could even do a classic monsters Halloween. So they could do Halloween and call it Classic Monsters. They come in, but essentially their whole universe would be the Halloween universe. Come on. You kidding me?
Now, do you think they would ever make a Season of the Witch 2?
No.
You could,
I
but
don't think-
I mean, it would have to be different.
I mean, if you look at any of these big franchise movies, right? Like Scream, Die Hard, Bad Boys, like any of those, they just keep making them.
Yeah, because they make money.
Because they
People
make
keep
money.
coming back and forth. I don't know if you just heard recently. This is
Ghostbusters.
I wouldn't even say breaking news, but they're actually doing a TV series based on the original Halloween.
I think
So,
yeah.
I mean, there's so much out there. And I agree. There's been so many remakes of Halloween, like, oh, Rob Zombie. And we talked about this ad nauseum. And I really just want to focus on the Season of the Witch, because, I mean, you can go down a whole rabbit hole of what they should have done or what they shouldn't have done, you know, with this franchise. And yeah, this is the only movie standalone from 1978 all the way up until today that they're still making these Halloween movies. But
Yeah.
I do love that this is like original. It's different. It kind of pays tribute. Like, if you watch this movie, it pays tribute to the original Halloween. It's on TV.
You're right. Halloween, the original. Yeah.
That is kind of cool that, you know, most people don't pick up on. Michael Myers is in Halloween 3. I mean, he's just not the main killer, but there's also a lot of people that were in the original Halloween that are in this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I do like the mask, that the pumpkin mask that's in Halloween 3.
There's so many great things in this movie. I mean, the jingle, the TV jingle, the masks, the opening, or when the doctor and that girl are driving into Santa Mira and everyone's looking at him. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Clint Eastwood movie High Plains Drifter, but he's this drifter who comes into town on his horse, and the whole town is like looking at him like, who is this guy? Dude, the shots are almost exactly the same as in the beginning when they're driving into town and everyone's just looking at them. I love that there's a curfew in the town. There's just so many cool things about the movie. The music is great.
The music, I think, is one of the big things that sets it apart.
Yeah, it's so catchy.
It is so catchy.
Yeah. Well, that jingle, but even the John Carpenter score is really great.
Did you know, like, here, this is a thing too. I didn't know when I originally watched this movie. I remember finding out years later when the internet became like a big thing that Jamie Lee Curtis is the voice of the announcer when they're talking about the curfew. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
What? See, again, there's like a lot of sprinkles of the original Halloween and some of the cast. Like Dick Warlock, he plays one of the, the guys in the beginning, like the robot, and he is, Michael Myers. So I guess you could say Michael Myers is still in it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, and also one of the girls that got killed in the original Halloween is the doctor's ex-wife,
Nancy.
Which is funny because when I watched it again, I always thought that they were still married for some reason. And I always thought, what a weird plot line. This doctor has a wife and kids, and now he's going to go to this factory with some girl. But then I realized when I was watching it again yesterday that they're divorced.
I know.
But yeah, she's in Halloween. And then also the voice of It's Almost Time. That's Tommy Lee Wallace, the director, who was the prop master in the original Halloween.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horror-thon.
One of our favorite movies that we're going to be doing on the next episode of the Halloweeniacs, The Burbs. Do you know Joe Dante was supposed to direct Halloween 3?
Joe Dante.
Really? I did not know that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, there was a conflict in like interest or, like the timing of the movie at the time where he was supposed to do it. And he was doing another project with Steven Spielberg at the time. So
Gremlins?
It was the Twilight Zone, I guess, the movie that came out. So that was one of the things. Yeah, he was supposed to be involved. Imagine what it would have been if he was.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been pretty interesting to see. I guarantee you that would have been such a different movie. Such a different story. He would have done different things to the script, I think.
Yeah, and I think another thing too about this movie, which I never knew until I never picked up on it watching it, was George A. Romero, The Season of the Witch. That's where they kind of got the name of the Halloween, where they put in The Season of the Witch from his film.
I don't know. Watching this film, all I could think about was RoboCop.
RoboCop, what?
No. Just because of the guy that's the head of the Silver Shamrock Corporation
yeah.
was,
Was it? I did not remember that dude. Wow, really? Huh.
OCP or something like that?
Yeah, OCP or something, whatever it was.
But no, I think this movie, if it was a standalone movie.
It is a standalone movie. That's the beauty of it.
It is a standalone movie.
No, but I'm saying like if it didn't like have Halloween 3, if it was just Halloween Season of the Witch, I think it would have been better. Even though like the movie was only made for $4 million and it grossed, I think, around $15 million. So it was like one of like the lowest performing at the box office of the Halloween franchises. But I think it was a standalone film, not attached to Halloween 1 and 2, I think it would have done a lot better.
Yeah, I think it certainly was affected by the fact that people were expecting Michael Myers and it wasn't. So I'm sure like money-wise got hurt because of that. However, I think it's gotten quite a cult following.
Well, now, yeah.
Because I know a lot of people like us, when I brought it up to you guys for the first time, well, I know, Matt, you were like, oh, yeah, I dig that. Well, I mean, a lot of people like the movie now, and they kind of accept it for what it is, which is cool.
Yeah, I think the mask also is what sets it apart from any other movie. It almost reminds me of Trick or Treat as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like it has some of because of the masks.
I think the masks steal the show in this movie, just because if you've seen anything, like you shared a t-shirt with us, is really awesome. I have a poster that's in the studio here of The Season of the Witch. For some reason, those masks, and even today, they're still remaking those, whether they're in like pumpkin pails or just a mask, the plastic mask. They have a ton of different Halloween costumes or figurines based on these characters from Halloween 3. And I think even though they're not like a character, they're just like a prop in the movie. Mm-hmm. I really think
they kind of are characters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I wish they made a Trick or Treat style movie with these characters as like little kids going around like killing people on Halloween night.
That would be kind of cool.
I think that'd be pretty sweet.
What about what did you guys think of So the movie just as a whole, the story, like the whole Stonehenge thing, they use that
Yeah.
Don't really know much about Halloween.
the pieces of one of the blocks that got stolen as in their microchips to kill these kids as a sacrifice because they have to do it every however many years or whatever.
See, originally watching this movie and watching it over and over again, you know what the storyline is. But when you're watching this movie, and if I watched it for the first time, I'd be like, all right, I don't understand. There's this Halloween mask company that's just killing kids.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
what's
get-
the motive? And you don't really find out the motive until the end.
Yep.
And it's only on Halloween night that they're actually doing this. So
The last great one took place 3,000 years ago.
it's one of those things where it was like, all right, where are they going with this? And it was there. Like, I think the story was a little clunky to me because you had this character who was a doctor, and then all of a sudden a patient gets killed in his thing, and he's like, he's
No,
on
he's
the
on the
mission to
case.
find
He's on the
out what the
case.
hell's going
now
on, and then
he's
he
on
meets
this
this random
mission.
girl, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna run away with you to do this, and it's like,
Yeah, that I sent you that scene, Matt, at the
Yeah.
hotel room. That was so bad. He's like, well, I could just sleep in the car. And she's like, oh.
Where are they taking her?
They're taking her to the factory.
You don't have to.
What I mean is, if you'd feel more comfortable, I could sleep in the car. Be better on this floor anyway.
yeah, it
Oh,
was so
God.
and the whole ex-wife thing, it's like that scene, all that stuff, which I get, it builds the story, but it's like confusing.
It's so weird, though.
I don't know. There's so many little things that just don't make sense because it's like, this ancient ritual in the old land of the Celts, and we have to sacrifice, and this was Halloween. And it is cool to have that aspect of it where it's like, all right, we're going back to like the origins of Halloween.
I mean, that wasn't in Leslie Benetine's book, so
It
I
wasn't.
don't think it could be true.
It might not be true, but I'm saying like that was a thing back in the day. We did human sacrifices, so it was cool. But then all of a sudden they add these robots, and then it's like, all right,
Yeah, that was
well,
kind of cheesy.
Now they're robots, but
I think
then-
it was because of the RoboCop guy.
It probably was. That's how he started. Maybe he actually lives at the end of this movie and becomes the head of OCP
Maybe.
and creates all these other robots. So maybe it's
Maybe
all in
RoboCop
one.
is a sequel to Halloween 3.
Right. Maybe it's all in the same universe. We don't even know. We didn't even think about that.
I mean, I think what this movie boils down to is the mask and the music.
Yeah.
Boiling down.
Yeah, like
Halloween 3.
Like the music is iconic. Like even when we went to the Myers house in North Carolina, he had the music playing. On that TV. Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
And the
Halloween,
masks steal the show.
Halloween. It's almost time, kids.
Yeah.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah. Like imagine if they played that commercial today,
That'd be awesome.
right?
As I was watching it, there's definitely some neat things in here.
There's a lot of neat things in here.
Like I like the idea again, like in Santa Mira, I like the idea of the curfew. Like everyone knows there's something kind of going on. I like the idea of this toy factory. I mean, the fact that when the kids are watching and then all of a sudden their masks start melting and the bugs are coming out.
Yeah. When they locked the family in the room. Yeah.
Like there's a lot of great stuff in this movie. The story as a whole, like I don't know if, and that's the thing, Howard Hawks used to say that a great movie has, I can't remember if it's 3 or 4, 3 great scenes, or maybe it's 4 great scenes and no bad scenes. Maybe this isn't the greatest story with the greatest characters, but they have 3 or 4 really great scenes / sequences. Then they have those great iconic masks. They have that jingle. And I feel like that's enough to make this movie really cool and enjoyable. That's something that you could just put on because it gives you a cool Halloween feel that you want to experience each Halloween.
Yeah, one of the really cool parts in the movie, they were showing clips from around the United States of Halloween night, and you see people running around in costumes, and then you kind of see the characters themselves.
Yep.
Like the Pumpkinhead, the witch, and the skull. And I thought that scene was really cool. It was like, oh man, that feels like Halloween, because most of the movie didn't feel like Halloween to me, because again, we live on the East Coast, you live on the West Coast, and it's not always green and lush, and it didn't have that like dark and spooky vibe until it was like at night. So
yeah, and then like you're saying, once it became Halloween and you see everyone trick-or-treating, it really had a cool Halloween feel to it that brings you back to your own Halloween nostalgia. So
yeah.
Plus, like, even how the movie ended, like, it did open itself up to a sequel.
See, it could have been. They could have done a sequel within the sequel.
Because there was 3 channels that were playing the commercial. He got 2 of them off the air.
We're having technical problems.
And one of them was still left while the movie ends. And he's screaming, please, cut it off, take it off.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Well, here's the question, Greg. Are you willing to reenact him yelling, please, right here for the first time on video?
I think you should.
Yeah, come on. That's
I think
more
you
of
should.
I don't think I can do it.
I think you can.
He did say, like, there was an interview that he did say he wanted to emphasize that he did save the children on Halloween night.
Oh God.
The actor, he said
he just wanted to say that he did save Halloween night. No! Take it off! Take it off! Take it off!
To me, like, this movie, I think, is in his own right up there as like a classic Halloween movie. But again, it should not have been a part of the Halloween Michael Myers franchise.
I just wish. All right. One of the biggest things I wish they took out was the fucking robots, because it's like, how do they turn?
Really? I like the robots.
Yeah.
No, that's stupid. That's cheesy. That's fucking stupid.
No, I get it because he's a toy maker. So he's like kind of making these toys. I get that. I totally get that. But then it's like, all right, why didn't he turn the doctor into a fucking robot? He turned the girl into a robot.
Yeah,
like why? He just wanted him to sit. It's like it's a classic movie mistake where they're like, let the hero just sit there and watch what we're doing so he has time to break out and then save the day.
Don't get me wrong. There's definitely a lot of stuff like that in the movie, flaws in the movie that are like, but like, dude, I like the idea of the robots, especially like, okay, the one guy goes into the hospital, kills that dude. The doctor chases him out. Like, why not call 911 or something? I don't know. Anyway, he chases him out. The dude gets in his car. He's just like pouring gasoline all over himself and then lights himself up. Like, dude.
It makes for a good scene. Don't get me wrong, but like,
great scene.
Why couldn't he done that in the hospital? Like after he killed the guy, he could just sort of blow himself up in the hospital, like right there and then. Why did he have to walk out to his car to do that? And then again, this is what I would have done. I would have tweaked the robots, right? I would have tweaked the robot thing and made it a cult. This is a cult, because you could look at it like, all right, the Celts, they're part of the tradition. Maybe they were like in lineage of the Celtic tribe or whatever you want to say. Celtic. And this was their, every 300 years or whatever they want to say, different moon cycle, like the Halloween blood moon, they come out and then they kind of perform these rituals. And that's why they have to sacrifice these kids every now and then.
That's why Stonehenge was built.
Yeah, that would have been like, I think, cooler and darker. And then you could have almost said, like, even if we killed the main villain at the end,
it's still the cult.
This cult,
yeah,
that's still out there instead of these freaking robots.
I don't know. I like the robot. I like that it's not human. I like that it's a monster. Like this robot army built by this toy factory guy.
You would.
Hey, look, yeah, don't get me wrong. Definitely flaws, but I don't know. I still enjoy the movie. Sometimes I don't watch it every year, but I put it on every year, so it always kind of be in the background. And like seeing robots, you got cool masks, you got the great jingle, you got bugs, like. Psh.
Yeah, but they never did anything with it after that, so kind of.
Yeah, it just fizzles out.
It fizzles out.
Yeah. You know what? Remember we did a Halloween episode on our favorite Halloween songs? Did anyone consider this, or did we all forget?
I think the jingle is up there in the top 5 of Halloween jingles.
Oh yeah, it's a staple for Halloween. Like October, that's playing.
I wonder, would anyone reevaluate that question? Would you?
I think it was an honorable mention. I don't think it made anyone's top 5.
There's no question about you play it during October because it is catchy, and when I play it for certain people, they get like pissed. They're like,
well, yeah, because you just get that in your fucking head.
Did you put it on your doorbell ring, Matt?
yes, yeah,
You did? Yeah, okay, sweet. So every time
That was
someone...
taken off real quick.
yeah. I have a couple for Halloween. I have like the Addams Family,
nice.
the Halloween, and then I have the what else? Oh, I have Hocus Pocus
For your doorbell.
Like it's just a bunch of Hocus. No, and then I have from Goosebumps. It's Goosebumps 2, the movie. You'll know what I'm talking about. The guy singing Halloween with
right.
pumpkins and spice. Halloween.
It's so
nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah, Mr. Chow.
Yeah, I love that guy in the movie. But yeah, those are like my doorbells like in October that kind of like just ever change.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. I like that one.
My ultimate thing is like Greg was saying, like, yeah, the music iconic, the masks is like, I love those masks and I want to get the skull mask for my collection, whether it's the plastic one or the full,
mask.
the full mask itself. I have to say those are the two things that I love about this movie. Whether if I watch it every couple years, those I just love like what they created. And I wish, this is just like my final thought, I wish Deborah Hill and John Carpenter were able to make their own universe. And I wish we were able to find out what they could have came up with. But unfortunately, we'll never know.
Well, yeah, because it's all about the money. And I think you saw throughout the Halloween franchise, like the first and second one were good, and then it got way downhill.
I like the 6. 6 was good. The Curse of Michael Myers.
Yeah. I think this movie, the standalone movie, the
You actually have the
standalone movie
figures?
is good.
What about the trick-or-treaters? Trick-or-treaters. Trick-or-treaters.
Where'd you get those figures?
I got them at a figure store. It's like they just have all kinds of toy figures.
So you just went into a figure store. They actually have figure stores.
Like a comic book store?
I forget what the place is called, but yeah, that's
Halloween Town?
They just sell figures. It's just action figures.
What?
Collectible figures, yeah.
Okay.
That should be in my Halloween box this year.
Wow.
It should.
Perhaps.
I don't know. So your final thoughts?
What are your
you
final thoughts on this movie?
This movie. Hey, this is the best movie ever.
It's not the best movie ever. It's not even my favorite Halloween movie. If I was to rank all the Halloween movies, though, they would go in the order. Well, at least up to the third one. The first one's the best. The second one's my next favorite, and then part 3. And then the other ones, I don't really have a ranking for them.
Maybe we should do that on one of the episodes of the Halloweeniacs upcoming.
Yeah, but my overall thing...
Rank all the Halloween movies?
Not rank them, but just, we could discuss them and then be like, yeah, this one's good. This one in the own year.
They should have never changed the mask. The mask looks...
They should, you're right. They never should have changed. The mask change was kind of dumb. But I know they were trying to do something. Some of them are pretty bad.
Yeah, in the 90s, just stop it.
All right, so...
Halloween H2O, yeah, fucking LL Cool J.
That one was not bad.
It wasn't bad.
It
but
wasn't terrible, but
the masks looked awful.
All right, if you had to pick, what is your favorite mask from Halloween 3?
The pumpkin.
The pumpkin.
Greg's the pumpkin. You're the pumpkin?
Yeah.
I don't know if
I mean, they're all cool. They all are cool, but I got to go with the pumpkin.
Matt loves the witch because he loves Hocus Pocus.
I mean, the witch is pretty sweet, I have to say. I think I would go with the witch.
I got to go
Yeah,
pumpkin.
the pumpkin.
You are a
Pumpkin's
pumpkin
awesome.
man.
Pumpkin. And I will say, overall, if it was up to me, I would do the universe.
What do you think, Tom? What do you think, Tom's? Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. The universe.
No, you're good. Yeah. No, just saying the universe thing that I outlined in the beginning, that would have been my ideal thing to do with this movie and all the other movies. And that would be a universe that would continue going right now.
That would be awesome because then they could have done exactly what they're doing instead of remaking the same Michael Myers over and over again. They had had a whole universe that they could have picked from, and it would have been a hell of a lot better.
He dies tonight.
What do you?
Yeah, and hey, maybe Season of the Witch never gets a sequel, but Michael Myers would have gotten a sequel, and you could have had so many other Halloween movies that
The Scarecrow. When you said The Scarecrow, I was like, dude, I would have loved to seen what John Carpenter came up with that.
Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers. He came out with it.
They could have done so many things with this, and we would have had all these Halloween night movies.
Yeah, it would have been great.
Original stories, like it would have been awesome, but they fucked it up. So
what do you think, or do you know, or what do you think Tom's favorite mask is from Halloween 3?
I feel like it would be the skeleton or the pumpkin. I don't think he would choose the witch. Matt, which one did you pick? Did you pick one? Or I missed it.
Yeah, you weren't paying attention because you're doing the mic minutes. Yeah, the mic minutes.
Yeah, I was getting my toys.
No, I would have to go with the witch.
Oh, you did do the witch. Okay.
Yeah, because he loves Hocus Pocus.
I want the skull, but I think I like the witch. Maybe I'll have to get them all. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to get the pumpkin pails.
I think you should get the masks and send them in my Halloween box this year.
You know what they
Maybe you'll get a tripod for your Halloween box.
You know what I wanted to get? But they don't make it anymore. Trick or Treat Studios had like a blow mold pumpkin.
Blow mold?
And they played like when it would be like, and when you walk by it would play the song. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween.
Oh, yeah. You were bringing that up the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
Greg said he was going to get it for me for my birthday, and he never did.
Yeah, because I was told not to.
Oh,
it was.
Yeah, I was told not to. If you get it,
the wife said no.
Well, throw it out. Don't get
the
it.
The
for
wife
him.
said no.
I mean,
what are you gonna do?
Help me out. Somebody get it for me.
You can get it for yourself. Hey, Art, your wife is home and your house is on fire.
Your wife who listens to their wife.
Home.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to get a T-shirt. I think a T-shirt would be kind of cool.
Here we go.
T-shirt works.
Man, I say, Halloween 3, it should be on your list for the Halloween season. Is it the best? No, but
it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. But man, I love being a Halloweeniac. Make sure to tune in every 31st of the months that have a 31st. And check out the Halloweeniacs YouTube channel, right? Greg loves the Halloween YouTube channel.
I watch it every day.
The Halloweeniacs YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe because you can watch all of our podcasts on there. And then to keep up with us, the easiest thing to do is check out the show notes. All of our contact information, our upcoming shows, anything that we're doing here on the Halloweeniacs is all right there in the show notes.
Studio tours, whatever you want.
Studio tours, everything like that. And if you are a fellow Halloweeniac, help spread the word. Keep those jack-o'-lanterns lit. It's almost time. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your YouTube screens for the Horror-thon, followed by the big giveaway. Don't miss it, and don't forget to wear your mask. The clock is ticking. It's almost time. Until we meet again in the pumpkin patch, stay spooky. What's up, Halloweeniacs? All right, take it away, Mike.
In 3.
Just be quiet. Don't drink while Mike does it because I don't have the board.
I just have to remember to talk into my camera, not into my laptop. It's almost time. The Halloweeniacs are going to be talking about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Check it out. I'm not good at these, Matt. You're better. All right.